What's domain authority? Why is it important? And how quickly can is it like I can study and do the right things and then increase it rather rapidly, or what's it require?
So, domain authority is a metric that SEOs use. Google, not so much, or they don't want us to know they use it. I'm thinking it's not really a metric Google uses, and it's basically just the strength of your backlink profile. Um, there's a lot of data sets that go into that. I think it can get kind of complicated because backlinking is not my strong suit. Um, but it's a great way to see, what your backlink profile is going to be like, just as like a general overview. A lot of local businesses have a domain authority of like 10 to 25-ish, depending on how large that company is. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That just means, you're just a small business in a small area. And,
Mm-hmm.
larger websites that get a lot of traffic, like Nike and Wikipedia and stuff like those companies, huge billions of dollars, right? They're going to have, a very high domain authority score because everyone's linking to them and they're really not linking to anybody.
So, I mean, we'll go back to SEO takes time, right? You can't add content too quick. You can't add backlinks too quick. You, you can't grow your domain authority too quick. These are all the reasons why SEOs say SEO takes time, because if it was easy, there's only 10 spots, everyone would be there. I mean, it's not, it takes time.
Yeah, it's like building a house. What kind of house do you want to build, and what kind of quality house do you want? Right? The bigger the house, the longer it's going to take. If you just want just like a little RV, you know, little mobile home,
Little mini house.
little mini house, mini website, that can be done pretty quick. You could probably get ranking for a couple keywords pretty quick. But if you want to grow that, I mean, it just it just takes time, and that's just kind of the way it is. We don't
It's
want to do things
yeah.
that seem inorganic because the algorithms, the almighty algos, they know what is natural and they know what looks a little fishy. And we just don't,
Mhm.
we don't want to throw too many flags at one time. So going slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, 100%. So speaking of that, a lot of companies will get started with the company, crap out after 3 months because my phone's not ringing. They're only investing in SEO. Maybe they have a Google business listing, and they move to the next agency who reshapes and reformats and redesigns and crunches pages and deletes pages and merges pages and all of that garbage. And they don't just do it once, but they do it year over year over year, bouncing from agency to agency, making these same critical mistakes. And they always remain at that, 200 to 500 visits per year, domain authority or 10 or less. How careful do they need to be when it comes to redesigning and developing a website and the impacts it could have on their SEO progress? And I mean, obviously, don't bounce from agency to agency to agency. Pick the best and then stick with them and work it out. Like, that's first.